He was a black CEO flying first class after closing a billion-dollar deal, yet as he settled into his seat, a steward approached with a hesitant smile. "Excuse me, sir." "There's a complaint," they said. He barely registered the words before a white passenger's glare pierced him. In seconds, he was being escorted out of the cabin. Shock, humiliation, disbelief. How could this happen in 2025, on a plane meant for comfort, not prejudice? But this was just the beginning. What he did next would leave everyone stunned. Watch until the end to see how he turned injustice into a source of power. Wait a second, tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Damian Harris was no stranger to success. At 42, he had built a tech empire from scratch, turning a small startup into a multi-billion-dollar corporation. His life was a blend of late-night strategy calls, private jets, and high-profile meetings, yet he remained grounded, never forgetting the struggles that shaped him. That morning, he boarded a flight to New York, looking forward to a rare moment of quiet in first class. He adjusted his tailored suit, checked his phone, and smiled at the thought of finally relaxing. Little did he know that in the next hour he would face a test, not of his business acumen, but of his dignity. A casual glance, a whispered complaint, and the world seemed to tilt in a way he hadn't expected. The injustice wasn't in the boardroom, it was in the air, waiting for him. The flight attendant's voice was polite but firm. Damian tried to explain, citing his first-class ticket and the airline's policies. Still, the white passenger's persistent glare made the cabin tense. Other travelers avoided eye contact, the hum of discomfort filling the room. Damian felt a familiar sting of exclusion, a memory from decades earlier, when his potential was dismissed in classrooms and boardrooms simply because of his skin. As he was asked to step aside, murmurs of curiosity swirled around him. Phones suddenly raised, cameras ready. He could feel the injustice in every gaze, every quiet judgment. The stewardess avoided his eyes, clearly unsure how to handle the situation. Damian's mind raced. Should he argue? Should he escalate? Or should he remain calm, knowing the moment could define him differently than he had imagined? Once in the aisle, his heart pounded, not with fear but with a rising determination. He was no stranger to being underestimated. Each glance from the passengers now felt like a challenge, each whispered word a test. The white passenger smirked, thinking victory was theirs. But Damian wasn't finished. In that moment of humiliation, he saw opportunity, a chance to expose the arrogance of entitlement and turn the entire situation on its head. Damian stepped back into the first-class cabin moments later, not as a victim, but as a force. He revealed that he had quietly secured a $580 million investment in the airline's expansion that very morning, a deal that would exponentially elevate the company's profits. The same passengers who had smirked now stared in disbelief. The white passenger's smug expression faltered as murmurs spread. He had been judged by skin, underestimated by status, but Damian's move demonstrated that power isn't measured by entitlement or privilege. It's measured by vision, strategy, and resilience. Cameras clicked, whispers turned into awe, and for the first time, the entire cabin recognized the magnitude of what they had almost dismissed. In that moment, injustice transformed into undeniable authority. As the plane cruised toward New York, Damian settled back in his seat, calm but triumphant. The humiliation had been real, but so had the lesson. Prejudice often blinds people to true worth. Around him, passengers whispered, some ashamed, some inspired. He had not only reclaimed his dignity, but also reminded everyone that racial injustice could be confronted with courage and intelligence. This wasn't just a story of a CEO or a flight. It was a reflection of society's biases and the power of resilience. Damian's silent victory spoke louder than any argument ever could. How many times do we allow prejudice to dictate perception? And how many times could we, like him, turn it into an undeniable impact? Share your thoughts and let the world hear your perspective. Take care.